Since it began in 2017, Riverdale has been nothing if not polarizing. It's divided the world into two kinds of people. People who religiously watch every episode as they drop, and people who made memes about the outlandish storylines and the typical teen-focused writing. Wherever you fit in, there's no argument that Riverdale is a worldwide sensation. So why is it ending? Keep watching to find out. So let's get talking about what the gang's done so far. The CW show was highly anticipated even before it debuted in 2017. Based on these series of comics featuring beloved characters, Archie, Jughead, Betty, Veronica, and their families and friends in the town of Riverdale, fans young and old were looking forward to seeing the characters updated for modern times. Riverdale's first season was received with mixed reviews. What everyone could agree on, however, was that this was not your mother's Riverdale. Gone was the quirky, silly humor that made the comics so charming. In its place, the show opened up with murder, introducing the characters as darker versions of themselves with equally shady pasts and motivations. As the series progressed, the storylines got weirder and darker, often becoming borderline absurd. But there was no doubt that it was sending ratings skyrocketing, and it made stars of its relatively new cast, including KJ Apa, Lili Reinhart, Camila Mendes, Madeleine Pitch, and Disney Channel's alumni Cole Sprouse. The show attracted millions of viewers because of its classic, nostalgic feel and simultaneous relatability to modern culture. Some plot points were pretty wacky. Gangs, cults, faked deaths, addictive drugs, high schoolers running speakeasies. It's been going for 6 seasons, and there was plenty of room in the script. The writing was often overdramatic and seemed out of place in a high school environment, spawning thousands of memes, tweets, and TikToks, but you know what they say, all publicity is good publicity. Despite all of it, it kept viewers dedicated for 6 seasons, with the 7th and a final one to come. Next, the Archie Cinematic Universe. The instant success of the show and the widespread fan base led to 2 spin-off shows set in the same universe as Riverdale, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina and Katie. All 3 shows have Roberto Aguirre Sacasa as the showrunner, and are based on additional characters in the Archie comics universe. Sabrina follows the teenage witch Sabrina Spellman, played by Kiernan Shipka, as she struggles with to juggle her 2 lives as a regular high schooler and also a witch. The show is Riverdale, but amped up with some gothic horror with blood-soaked visual appeal that enthralled viewers for 4 seasons. This is not to be confused with Sabrina the Teenage Witch, the 90s show which showed a much lighter, happier, and less serious dimension of the character. Katie Keene features a lesser-known character from the comics, an aspiring designer played by Lucy Hale, whom you might remember as Aria from Pretty Little Liars. Katie is an assistant to a personal shopper at a department store, living in a fantasy version of New York where apparently the Lower East Side is a cheap place to live. As Gossip Girl cemented the Upper East Side as the only NYC neighborhood worth anything. I guess this isn't too shocking then. The show intertwines with Riverdale in the form of Josie McCoy, a series regular on Riverdale played by Ashley Murray. In both the comics and the show, Josie is the lead of her band, Josie and the Pussycats. And Katie Keene, she's Katie's new roommate in the plot, which takes place in New York 5 years after the correlating season of Riverdale. And now, goodbye to Archie and Co. So why is the show ending after so much commercial success? The CW has been known to axe shows prematurely before, simply because they weren't pulling the required views and ratings. That's never been an issue for Riverdale. The renewal of the show was a big deal, and Riverdale was renewed for a 7th season in March 2022. However, in May of 2022, the CW announced that season 7 would be the last one. The reason is almost disappointingly simple. The show's just run its course. The CW CEO and the show's creator both agreed that it's time to say our goodbyes to Archie and the gang. After 7 seasons of different storylines, farewell characters, musical episodes, and complex character arcs for the main cast, and all of the main cast at that, it's finally time for a conclusion after 7 years. However, the CW has assured fans that Riverdale will get its final episode, the one that it deserves, and we can already predict that the final episode is going to be bittersweet for everyone, cast, crew, and fans alike. After all, fans have been dedicated for years, and the show's impact was huge. However, the cancellation, it's not a shocker. In season 4, KJ Apa revealed that he and the main cast had signed on to Riverdale for the next 3 years, meaning we'd see at least 7 seasons. And hey, it turns out that's all we're gonna see. Fans are especially excited to see Archie and Betty get the romantic Barchie ending they've been wanting since season 1. And after the events of the last season, it seems we're closer to it than ever. With season 6 having just ended, we can predict that season 7 is gonna drop at some point in 2023. We're sure you're sad to see it go, but rest assured the final season's gonna be a fitting send-off. Now, in other related, the CW Cancellation Spree, Riverdale wasn't the only show to get the cancellation treatment this year. After canceling DC's Legends of Tomorrow and leaving it on a cliffhanger 7 seasons into the show, the CW axed additional shows, perhaps in an attempt to completely revamp their lineup. Naomi, the new superhero series, premiered on CW in January, and it's already been canceled days after the season 1 finale. The show, based on the comic book series of the same name, struggle with viewership, but some say that the merger between Discovery and Warner Bros. Might have also played a role in that decision. Legacies, the latest spin-off in the Vampire Diaries, has also been cut off. The show premiered in 2018 after the first TVD spin-off, The Originals, ended. It focuses on Hope Mickelson, the teenage daughter of Klaus Mickelson and Haley Marshall, at the Salvatore School for the Young and Gifted. However, the show couldn't make it as far as TVD or The Originals, and viewership had been declining, which led to cancellation. This might also mean the end of the TVD franchise as a whole. The reboot of Charmed has also been cancelled after 4 seasons. The original show aired on WB for 8 seasons, and it was a huge success. While the reboot also enjoyed popularity, it spawned plenty of drama as stars from the original and the reboot shot comments at one another on social media at the beginning of the reboot. It can't have been easy to pass down iconic roles, and that was made clear in a series of tweets and Instagram stories. However, interest in the show dwindled, and the reboot has also come to an end. Another reboot unable to sustain itself in the CW is Dynasty, another 2018 debut and a reboot of the original series from the 1980s. The show aired for 5 seasons, led by Elizabeth Gillies as a fierce, dynamic Fallon Carrington, and the 5th season left viewers hanging. With new ownership after the merger, the CW has let go of many low-rated shows, Dynasty being one of them. It's safe to say that we are never going to find out how that story truly ends. I guess we can only use our imaginations. So, what's next on the CW? In terms of what we're going to see on the CW come fall 2022, there's plenty of new stuff to look forward to. Apart from the final season of Riverdale, we'll see The Winchesters, a supernatural prequel and origin story focusing on Sam and Dean's parents, Family Law, a legal drama, and Professional starring Tom Welling and Brendan Fraser is also going to debut. Familiar shows will also return, including Superman and Lois, The Flash, Nancy Drew, and Gotham Knight. Lastly, Riverdale star calls out celebs. The day after the 20th Met Gala, Lili Reinhart, who plays Betty on Riverdale, took to Instagram to share her thoughts on celebrities who dieted to fit into their dresses for the event. She called out celebrities who openly declared in interviews that they would starve themselves to fit into a dress or show up to an event, often cutting out carbs for months. She rightly mentioned that millions of young people look up to celebrities as idols, and openly stating such things and even doing them, that's just sending the wrong message to impressionable young fans. She called it otherworldly and disgusting. Now, the actress didn't name any names, but we're all thinking it was aimed at Kim Kardashian, who admitted that she crash dieted for 3 weeks and lost 16 pounds to fit into the glittering dress she wore to the gala, worn originally by Marilyn Monroe when she sang Happy Birthday to President John F. Kennedy. The actress has always been vocal about body acceptance, previously having called out a magazine for photoshopping her and co-star Camila Mendes waists and being open about her struggle with cystic acne. We gotta give it to her. This is a brave move, and sorely needed in today's world. That's a wrap for this video. Want to know what else is coming to your screen this year? Let us know in the comment section below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. I'll see you in the next one.